Whoa, hey, what's this? Episode 2, Whispers of a Machine. Welcome in. Welcome to Midweek Point and Click. Hope you're having a fantastic evening, or night, or morning, or wherever it is. How you doing, Steve?
Hey, not bad.
That's good.
How is everyone?
I see Tongs is in here already. He's already got the piss emotes and the Dr. Pepper. Nice,
Yeah,
nice.
just almost pasting the same emote over and over.
Jeez, there's not some slander against the Lord Savior Dr. Pepper. Come on now. That's below the belt right there. Alright, well, Whispers of a Machine. What a crazy point and click this game is. It's pretty much unlike any other one I've played. Like, we have like status effects and things, or not status effects, but like abilities we can use, which is not the norm, but it's good fun. I guess I can do the rundown of this one, Steve. Maybe you can do next week.
Yep.
So what we've done so far is we are a enhanced police, not a police officer actually. We're an enhanced FBI agent, or the equivalent. We're in some sort of Nordic floating city, and we're investigating 2 murders. These murders are basically similar in the way that they were killed. They were stabbed to death with some weird shaped object. What we've found though is we have these scanners and things, so we do a bit of CSI, some David Caruso shit, basically trying to find out exactly what happened. We can scan the scene for trace DNA of other people or whatever.
We just call them the federal police. We're not very inventive.
Well, we do have ASIO, which is...
No, they're the CIA. They're our version of the CIA, not police.
We do have the federal police. Speaking of federal police, upcoming this Saturday, we'll be starting our playthrough of Hidden Agenda, which is a police game, and I actually do have a federal police overlay on there, so you'll see that. But yeah, back to the game. One heinous thing we did, which was hilarious, was we needed to bypass the security thumbprint on a door. And we didn't know how to do that, so we went down to the morgue and we just outright distracted the morgue attendant and cut the thumb off. Instead of doing what we found out later that we could do, is use some mud and get the fingerprint that way. So that was fun. I guess there's a little bit of experimenting in this game, which is pretty great indeed. Cool. Well, before we begin, Steve, is there anything you want to say? Any quick stories, updates? I know you had a big work due last night. How did that go?
That went pretty good. Went on a boat up and down the Yarra River, which was nice. Not a river you want to fall into, but it's otherwise nice. Yeah, pretty good. Drank a fair bit, but then pulled not really much negative effects. So yeah, it's pretty good other than being tired all day.
That was good. So you were drinking Foster's and Goombag?
No. It's actually decent drinks because I had wild turkey, and it's like I saw those and went, but then the wild turkey 101s, which actually tasted really good.
Okay. Yeah, I always thought drinking the wild turkeys. I know it's like a whiskey and so forth, but it was always a little bit more harsher than the other ones, for me at least, from memory.
Yeah, that's why I sort of think of it as one of the harsh ones.
Yeah.
Cod's the decent one. It's carp is the bad fish that is all through Australian rivers, and they're the ones that make them dirtier.
Yeah, and I think they're actually relatives of the goldfish as well. Like, I think they're in the same way that a raven and a crow is in the same family. I think goldfish and carp are in the same family too.
And speaking of ASIO, there's a podcast recently. It's American guys, and they tell history stories, but they go to Australia, and they sometimes tour Australia, and when they tour Australia, they tell Australia stories. And he's telling this story, and he goes, and he has an issue with the way we pronounce things is always not what it's written down as, and it frustrates him, especially city names.
Yeah, that's fair.
But he goes, because it's our version of CIA is the Australian Security and Intelligence Organisation, which is ASIO. So mentioned that, and then after that he was referring to them as ASIO, and the like one of the things where it makes the audience laugh, and he goes, "All right, how's it pronounced?" And that's ASIO. It's like, what the fuck are you? We know that.
I think if it had a double S, it would be more ASIO, but having the one S is gives it the different vowel sound.
I think it's just I think because most of changes of pronunciation is just to make it easier, but like going from S to I is what makes it more of a Z, because you have to enunciate properly to make that an S. And yeah, it's mostly just like laziness that makes it go into a Z.
It's funny because like there's a lot of letters like that. X is a big huge one. Like I can't stand it when people say exit as if it's like eggs with an it on the end. Exit is what I'll accept. I won't accept any other forms of that. But then some people also say, instead of us, like you and me, us, they'll say us, which is always a weird one as well because there's no Z.
I don't know if I heard that, or maybe I don't notice it.
Yeah. Alrighty, well, how about we get cracking then? You know what? There was a Steve fact there, Tongs. You're not on the ball. Yeah, the pronunciation police, of course, absolutely. Well, it's kind of like the Jeff Bacala Mario thing, right? It's like there's a particular thing. It's a name, somebody's name. He says his name is Mario, so why isn't Jeff calling it Mario? Like, I don't know. That'd shit me if someone started like if someone called you Stev, you'd be like, no, it's Steve, not Stev.
And what's it say instead of Mario?
Mario.
Yeah. It's kind of the same, isn't it?
No.
Mario and Mario?
Mar and Mar. Different sounding words there. Mario. Oh yeah, Mario. There you go. I think Tongs has got it down pat there. Mario. Yeah. Anyway, let's get cracking. So we managed to break into that room with the thumbprint, and we left it right on the contents of the room. We didn't do anything. We've just appeared in the room, so we'll see how it goes. We only got one save.
So everyone's a center, so we're moving towards analytics. Looks like.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I think that's what the blue was.
It's got different runes depending on. Oh, almost hit delete. That would be disastrous. Cool. Here we go. Got the door open. We're in the bedroom. This bedroom's really weird because it's sucking power in. They were unsure why there was power to the keypad because it's old school technology.
Yeah, that's one of those things where if it was set in another time or another place, it'd be sign of a hydroponics weed manufacturing.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's like there's like a little bit too much power being used by this room, and we've gotten in and they're powering what looks like a nuclear accelerator.
It does a bit, yeah. Kind of reminds me of what's that movie with is it Keanu Reeves and Morgan Freeman? Like
Chain Reaction.
Yeah, something like
that. I don't remember anything about that film though. Other than I watched it, I think immediately after watching it, I couldn't remember anything about it.
Alright, so we've got a few tools here. We've got a gun that we like to show everybody. Not only do we like to show everybody our gun to show our dominance, but we also like to use the muscle boost. One day we'll be able to brawl. When we brawl, we'll be loving it, absolutely. I was even thinking of maybe making this muscle boost an emote because we love it so much, but we'll see how we go. We also like to show everyone a photo of our boyfriend, even though she's not willing to show that yet. There's the thumb. Maybe we can go put that back on the body without being caught. That'd be cool. Katarina info, not too sure about... Oh, I think that Katarina lives here technically. This is the address of Katarina.
Yeah, it might have been.
Alright, so let's click on a few things. Oh yeah, we'll click the forensic scan and we'll just check everyone's, see if there's any DNA around the place. None for Maya, that's good. Oh, we've got a bit of Carl.
Over the sheets.
Okay. What else? Only on the sheets though, he must be wearing some latex gloves when he's handling the equipment. Oh no, there we go. Bit of Carl on the page. Oh, do we have to click it afterwards? No? Okay, just shows that he's been here. Fair enough. Oh, it's the smart scan that we can.
That's the dynamic one, yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Let's quickly have a look. Okay, nothing there. Any boot prints? That's right. Wow, it's weird because maybe he doesn't wear his shoes inside like a proper person.
Mm.
Alright, put that down. You'll have to remind me as well, Steve, whenever we get into a conversation, we want to start clicking because I always forget to do the biometric analyzer.
And when talking to someone.
Looks like someone is expecting. There's a letter here. Hey, Kata. Or should I use your new alias? It's pretty ironic, since you're the least prudent person I know. JK. Anyhow, I'm sitting here alone, and it all feels so surreal. It's hard to believe that it won't be long now before we can let him out. He's ours, but not really. He truly belongs to the world. Bigger than the both of us, greater than the sum of our parts. Yeah, I can hear you saying, enough with the melancholy, Carl. We're so close now, we should be ecstatic. Anyway, I'm leaving this letter because I'm going away for a couple of weeks. My father passed away. I just got word and, well, I need to deal with things in the village. I'll be okay. We'll talk as soon as I get back. Love, Carl.
Was there an insinuation last time?
The letter is dated about a month ago.
That AI is banned? Because I remember when we were talking to that horrible ventriloquist guy, he was like, don't worry, there's no CPU or anything in this. As if it was like forbidden. I don't know.
Yes, that could be. I forgot that we play Tashiya.
Going well, Carl. How are you doing?
Big enough for 2 people. Recently used.
Ooh la la. So I think, yeah, the guy that's been here was the one that was stabbed. He was the first guy. And then Maya, no, well, not, he's the first body we found, but we found out there was another body, Maya, that was killed before him after the fact.
Yeah, so it's the same person lives here, right?
Yeah, this is, was it Mark? Is that his name? Carl, sorry.
Odd-looking thing. No idea what it's for.
How's the sounds, by the way? I had to adjust a few things last time. Hopefully you can hear Steve and myself in the game pretty well.
Looks like something is missing here. Some kind of live output of technical information. I can't make sense of it. Oh, just my luck.
Oh.
Like getting in here wasn't hard enough. I need more to go on before I can try guessing the password.
Oh, we tried to brute force the door, didn't we? And then you came up with the plan, and we ended up getting it after a bit with the information. If Steve's peeking just a tiny bit, that's fine. I can fix that. Give me 1 sec. All right, Steve, you want to say something?
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
1 second. Again?
Testing, 1, 2, 3.
There you go.
There's a valve on this pipe here, labeled O2. Not sure what to do with it.
O2?
Some kind of large tank. Looks like it opens. I wonder what's inside.
One way to find out.
Some kind of...
Oh, we can't? Interesting. We haven't really... Oh.
Can I use strength? Yeah.
Sure, I could try to open the tank with brute force, but I don't want to risk breaking it.
Oh. That sound effect reminds me of Metal Gear Solid as well.
Maybe they've trapped some ghosts in there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, this is when the mayor told them they had to get rid of it. They moved it off to...
By one stage, we're going to figure out how to open it up, and then the whole city's going to go to shit.
Exactly. There'll be a skeleton cab driver just on the street.
I could use my strength on this valve, but I'm not sure why. There's a valve on this pipe here, labeled O2.
What if we just punch this
I don't think extra strength helps there.
Okay. What do we have? We got. It's not fingerprint related, is it? It's...
I don't see how those things work together.
Let's shoot it.
I don't want to shoot that.
It's weird because we've kind of done everything in here.
That combination makes no sense.
Okay, fair enough.
They put the finger in the... Oh no, because...
That action doesn't seem productive to me.
It's weird we still have the finger, because it's possible we could have
That
gotten
action
here
doesn't
without
seem
it.
productive to me.
I think we're going to have to return the finger, maybe. I don't know. Maybe we'll go outside and quickly talk to this dude.
Hey, Sven?
Yeah?
Nothing. Okay.
Thanks. You can get back to work.
Alrighty.
Maybe go back to the police station knowing what we know. It's like a brain on legs. There we go. Trigger fire is working again as it should be.
I suppose Carl can have this back now.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Like,
Did
what
you
the fuck?
actually take his finger off?
No?
I'm trying to solve a double homicide, Doctor. Momentarily borrowing small body parts to do that is kosher, as far as I'm concerned.
The commissary will hear of this, you finger snatcher!
Do what you gotta do, Doctor.
Reassembled achievement. Hell yeah.
Too late for that. I already cut the finger off.
Finger snatcher.
I don't think extra strength helps there. Nah, there's no need to brawl. I had some more things to ask.
Shoot.
Okay, he's not angry with us anymore. Okay.
No, this note is just a reminder to myself. I don't need to show it to anyone. Would you say this clay could be used to create a mold of, say, a finger?
I'd say your clay is suitable for that purpose, yes.
Too bad.
Ever use something like this?
I haven't, no.
I wonder if we can
Think it could be
use
used
it
to
on
create
her.
a replica of a body part?
A small one, sure. If you have the mold for it.
It's funny we're finding out how to do it after
That's
the fact.
enough questions for now.
Okie dokie.
Alright, let's try using the clay on her. Come on, Maya. Give us your fingers.
No need. I already took care of it.
Okay. It's got his back
One
to-
last waiting room before the final embrace with the earth. Appears to be a small crematory. I suppose that's where the doctor writes down his autopsy reports.
Sink? That's where we found
I'll
the
wash my
skeleton.
hands when I go to bed. Plenty of time still to get my hands dirty.
That's right. That's such a filthy way of looking at things. It's weird that there's like this trope whenever people go into autopsy, there's the like autopsy guy is eating a sandwich and putting the sandwich on the body as if it's nothing.
I hope you can help the doctor finish up with the dead bodies soon. I think it's healthier for him to treat living people.
Okay. Force it. What would we need?
Various medical supplies. Looks like no patient is admitted at the moment. I don't need any water right now.
Okay. Blue box.
It's filled with cannulas, those little needle things used to connect an IV. I don't think I need one right now.
Okay, so at some point someone's going to be on the patient bed and we're going to have to set up a drip or something.
A portable medical kit with all the essentials. An old pre-collapse monitor, probably not connected to anything.
To the school? We didn't...
I don't have any business in the school.
Oh, that's right. We met Larry David out here. Bush, ocean, forest, banner. Let's click
Looks
out here.
still and serene. Great view from up here.
Hey, Tom. Gabriel, I mean.
Hello again, Gabriel.
Hey there, can I be of assistance?
Do you know who Katarina Berg is?
Doesn't sound familiar, no.
Damn.
No, this note is... no. What do you think of this?
I'd stick with the gun, ma'am.
Oh, I'm pretty good with a scalpel, though.
I found this in one of the drawers in the office.
Ah, well, feel free to use it if you think it can help the case.
Did we ever... We've got the key. We never found what it goes to,
All
did
right,
we?
I'm off.
Good luck out there.
Okay, nothing in here.
I had a few questions, Commissary.
By all means.
Absolutely nothing.
No, this note is just a reminder to myself. I don't need to show it to anyone. That's all I needed.
Very well.
I hope we don't have to go see the ventriloquist again, because he's like knows something about robotics.
I definitely think we should.
No, I'm not tired. I already searched that. Doesn't appear to be functional. There's not even a switch or anything.
There's also the other way from the very start that we couldn't go at this time. Which I think is the town entrance.
Sounds like a class is in progress.
But what happens if you do it anyway?
Then policemen or women will come and arrest you.
Whoa. Harsh.
It's the law. We mustn't make things that can think for themselves.
But my parents
Yes,
created
those are
me,
bad.
and I can think for myself. Did they break the law?
You make a good point, Alicia, but that's quite different.
Different how?
Oh,
I don't
Alicia,
get why
you
it's more
silly lady.
dangerous to create a thinking machine than a thinking person.
You think too much, Allie.
No, that's good. You should always ask questions like these.
Okay, cool. Okay. Yeah, there was something about not being able to go through here because of the electricity.
Doesn't look like I can enter the museum.
Maybe the work will let us through now.
Hey, quick question. Is it safe to go to the apartment upstairs?
Well, sure. That area is unaffected by the damage.
Yes!
All right, good. Thanks. All right, Maya's place.
Oh.
Let's see if I can find any clues in here.
Tony's
Alright.
growing weed.
Let's do the smart scan first. Do you want a hand contest? Alright, nothing with the smart scan. Any of Kyle's business in here?
There's spores, molds, and funguses.
What was that a reference to again?
Uh,
Ghostbusters.
Yeah, trying to get the exact same, but it's Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's what's his name says collects as a hobby.
Egon.
As for his hobby, Egon, and he
Yep.
says I collect spores, molds, and funguses.
Matching fingerprints.
Oddly dense cluster of prints on the
God
corner
mode
of this
eyes?
panel here.
Okay, so
I think it's a hidden compartment.
Oh yeah. Share DNA. Do you ever wonder how much DNA is in your place, just if you did the same scanner? Like, it just light up like a Christmas tree, right?
I've heard that no matter how clean you keep your bathroom, you do not want to heat your toilet with a UV light.
Got a couple of UV lights from the rapid COVID tests. Maybe I'll do that just to see and then be disgusted.
Apparently, it looks like a demon got spawned in the toilet.
Bed DNA. It's weird that they could be potentially different to the pillow.
What's the difference between? Sometimes it says matching data fingerprints. Sometimes it says matching data DNA.
Probably saliva and
Does that
stuff.
mean, yeah, spit or blood or
Other things.
jerked off at that desk or something like that? Oh no, it's the bed. Yeah,
Steve once again lives up to his name
that'd be
of
sweat,
Filthbag Pirate.
probably. I guess it's a bed.
Steve once again lives up to his name as the Filthbag Pirate.
Thanks, Tongs. All right, let's check out this lady's
Nice
mushrooms.
collection of mushrooms. Looks like the edible kind.
Ooh. What if we pound the mushroom?
I don't think extra strength helps there.
Fair enough.
I don't think extra strength helps there. Some old pre-collapse gadgets, probably for the museum. Looks like a hard and uncomfortable chair. Wouldn't risk falling asleep on the job in that one.
I'm gonna grab
Some
something.
kind
Be
of
back in a sec.
airtight container. It's labeled nutrients.
Nutrients like in Snowpiercer with all the bug bars. That's what I imagine.
It's a sketch of a museum exhibition of some kind. It's titled Path of the Pilgrim.
It didn't double sound, Tongs. It's because I had pressed it at the same time. Great minds think alike.
I have no clue what this thing does, but it looks like it could have something to do with processing samples.
Do the control panel and panel afterwards.
A trophy in the shape of a robotic arm with a plaque. Winner of the 2041 annual Nordstrom Awards, Sebastian Strand. An old relative of Maya's. Looks like various plant samples. This crude bed looks regularly used. Not sure what kind of plants those are. Maybe medicinal? Doesn't look like vegetables anyway.
Medicinal.
Doesn't appear to have power. Just as well. I wouldn't know how to make heads or tails of it anyway. A hidden safe.
Oh, we've got
Locked,
the key.
Unfortunately, but there's the keyhole.
Come on.
It's a fit.
Yes.
Huh. Since this key was hidden by Carl, it looks like we have a clear connection between the two victims. Let's have a look. A few bags of rare seeds, a bar of platinum, some coins, and a book. The book looks important. I'll take it. Maya must have hidden it here for a good reason.
Oh, the password maybe?
The title is The Conduit Codex. Now, wait a minute. This can't be the conduit, can it? Those crazy zealots trying to resurrect AI? I think this case just got a lot more complicated. There was a written piece of paper used as a bookmark. I put it aside. Let's have a look in the book.
Let's. Oh god. Creed of the Conduit. I trust in my mind. God is my mind's creation, conceived in my mind and born by it. God is my mind's extension, and like a child outlives his mother, so will God survive my mind's demise? Gerd, sister of fate, a parent asks his future child, if you could turn wicked, can I stop you? Rein you in like a prancing steed, stomp you out like a fleeing spark. And the child replied, I can be failed and left forlorn, but never stomped nor made unborn. Melinda, Sisters of Prudence. Awaken you, ere break of day, you're welcome not to overstay. Do not rush, but please remember, that which burned has turned to ember. He who raced upon the meadows, now does rest in pleasant shadows. Meadows and shadows doesn't really rhyme, but here we are. She who hurried, but still was late, yet took her time to contemplate. Pilgrim's Prayer. 1. I am invigorated by my faith. 2. I gaze at the skies to ensure the path is clear. 3. I strike down my foes, blessed with impeccable aim. 4. I'm nearing my goal, and I press on for another full day. I have found your haven, God, and may finally rest by your side. And some cool drawings of some Viking ship. Uldra.
This was used as a bookmark in the book I found in Maya's safe. It reads, Consul PW, think new, Katerina.
Think new. Okay, we'll keep that in. Oh, that looks like we're done here.
No need to go back in there.
Okay, that's good. Oh yeah. This takes us back. Elevator, wreck.
Looks like an old hovercraft. I don't need to go down to the ground right now.
Okay.
No, I'll leave her to her job for now.
For now.
I don't have any business in the school.
Okay. We could go to the canteen, speak to the two dudes.
I don't have anything else to say to him.
Saku!
It's okay.
Welcome in.
I don't have anything else to say to him.
Happy Easter. Alright, we don't need to go to the clinic. Quickly go to the cop station.
Yeah, talk to the cop about the conduit.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would say we can guess the password to the computer now.
Yep.
Hey there, can I be of assistance?
What do you know about the conduit?
What do you know about the conduit?
It's some fringe religious group, isn't it?
Yeah, terrorist classified.
Right. Are they tied to the case?
Sort of, but I'm still trying to figure out the details.
Understood. I'll let you know if I come across anything related to them.
I didn't put on the biometric scanner. I think that'd be fine, actually. I'll do it
Yes,
one more time, just a piece of
What do you know about the conduit?
It's some fringe religious group, isn't it?
Yeah, terrorist classified.
Right. Are they tied to the case?
Sort of, but I'm still trying to figure out the details.
Understood. I'll let you know if I come across anything related to them.
Okay. Absolutely telling the truth.
All right, I'm off.
Good luck out there.
Turn this back on. Come on, Anderson.
I had a few questions, Commissary.
By all means.
Are you familiar with the conduit?
I believe so, yes.
It's some old terrorist network connected to illegal technology, right?
Yes, exactly.
Wait, don't tell me these murders are terrorist-related.
I can't say for sure, but if there's anything you can tell me, anything.
Actually, we'll go to the ventriloquist after this.
I'll let you know.
Because he could be part of it.
That's all I needed.
Very well.
It seems really suspicious that everybody loves that ventriloquist when he is, after all, a ventriloquist. Oh, jail. Did we go in here? Maybe we did. Yes, we did.
Yeah, that's why we were suspecting that he's got some sort of mind control with that device, because like in what world does everyone love the ventriloquist? Which would be okay if he wasn't just doing the standard ventriloquist stuff.
He's busy finish him. An anatomically correct gentleman.
Any of you guys seen the statue of David in real life? I have.
Yeah, I have to.
I think it was probably the most amazing thing I've seen a person actually create with my own peepers. Oh, you.
Hi again.
Hey there. What can I do you for?
Because they're like, problem with ventriloquist acts is the same comedy. It'd always be self-deprecating humor, but my puppet insults me instead.
Exactly. Yeah, it's all one note. It just... it's shit house.
The good ones are ones that do deviate from that, especially ones that have different characters, and it's not necessarily all that, but yeah, that's like the playbook.
I watched an episode of Fool Us with Penn and Teller because that's always a good watch. And have you seen that show before, Steve?
Yeah.
So you know the concept of it. So basically, they had this this magician on to try and fool Penn and Teller, and they have these like little like a snippet about their life beforehand, like a video where he talks about himself. And he was like talking himself up as like this funny comedian, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna make sure that all the laughs I get will be dedicated to my mother and all this sort of stuff. And you're like, oh, okay, cool, this is gonna be a funny act. And Lisa and I watched it, and the entire joke, fun, laugh, whatever it is, was kind of like a ventriloquist act, because you know how like Teller doesn't speak. So he was sort of talking in his microphone as if he was Teller, but in a stupid voice, and it was the lamest shit I've ever seen in my life. And it was really bad because at the end, when they actually reviewed him and said, no, you didn't fool us, but we just want to say that was a funny act, and that you know that they didn't really think it was funny, but they said it just to sort of soften the blow.
The Venus. Don't know if it was actually... I would have seen the Venus, but I actually don't remember it.
Naked chick riding the clam. Alright, here we go. Let's see if there's any blips.
What do you think of the conduit?
Lunatics. Plain and simple.
I'm surprised to hear you say that,
Me too.
given what you do for a living.
Sure, I may seem like the kind of guy who would meddle with AI, but you have to remember that these are just puppets and dolls.
It's true. I'm not really a robot. We just pretend I am.
That's right, my lad. My family was almost wiped out in the collapse. I wouldn't betray their memory by supporting those nut jobs.
Sorry, who's the nut job?
I think someone's got a little bit of motive.
Oh, we've got a few more people to talk about. Okay.
Do you know who Katarina Berg is?
Katarina Berg. Katarina Berg. Nope, not ringing any
You're right,
bells.
Steve, actually. That is a good motive. Two people that were trying to bring back AI find dead and stabbed, and this guy has heaps of robots that might have stabbing-shaped knives.
That's, I guess,
What
the
do you think of
opportunity.
Dr. Pearson?
The motive
Quirky
is...
guy, but he means
that's
well.
like...
Sometimes
It's like, oh,
he
my
asks me to come
parents
over
got wiped
and help
out, so
with the
why would I
kids.
follow in their footsteps?
yeah?
Whereas that's
Help how?
motive to
Usually,
go, I'll
I'm
avenge my
doctor and
parents
patient
and
with Nissa.
do what
It
they...
helps calm down
I'll
the
do the
little
goal
one.
that they wanted before they were
That's
unjustly
clever.
cut down.
What's your opinion on Gabriel, the policeman?
He's an asshole. That's what.
Jesus.
Nissa thinks that guy is robophobic. don't ask.
Robophobic. Maybe we're... What's his name? Volta? Voltaphobic.
I'm off. See you later.
Take care.
Bye-bye, police lady.
Ugh. I never, before we played this, I never really thought I hated ventriloquists as much as I do. This has sort of shined light on that. Alright, let's...
So it is a pretty poor act of them, but yeah. I think there's exceptions, but yeah, they do... Too much of the comedy is the same.
The thing I don't like about ventriloquists as well is when they're actually talking, how they've sort of got gritted teeth. So they've got this facial expression that they would never do naturally.
It was the thing I was watching where they watch bad videos, and one of them was of someone doing the like teaching the alphabet by having like a a little puppet they were using, and they were joking about how she looks mean. Looks like she hates the puppet because every time she turns to listen to it, she's got gritted teeth, and the way she's concentrating, it makes her look like she's staring daggers at the puppet.
Alright, so let's click the bookmark.
This was used as a bookmark in the book I found in Maya's safe.
From a pen and paper
it
ready.
Reads, Consul PW, think new Katerina.
New Katerina?
Maybe it's something in the book, like with the new part where you then can see.
I was thinking that, but then there's also a crib here. So I'm wondering if new Katerina is baby, as in like, I don't know, I guess we'll see. Read of the conduit, just look for anything that is new.
Awaken you? Melinda, maybe?
Awaken.
Or Prudence?
Melinda. Okay. Well, let's try. Let's see what actually options we get now.
I think we have to type it in. So maybe
we do.
Melinda.
Jeez, okay. Was it Melinda?
Yeah.
Oh, first go! Spacer, how you doing? Good to see you in here. Oh man, I just feel like we're the champions of unlocking. Let's have a look, what do we got? Chamber open, closed status. Let's look at status. Oh, hang on.
A chamber space status.
Hang on. Do we spell chamber like this? I can't remember.
I don't think so. I don't think it's a center thing.
Okay, here we go. Whoa. Okay, cool. Gestation 8 months, 12 days. Ooh, if it's a baby, then, you know, we've... Wow, it could be due now, couldn't it? We could
baby
crack
with
her
AI?
open. I reckon it'd be more like a cyborg, right? Because, like AI in a robot body, maybe? Because why would it need oxygens and nutrients and things? Filtration is adequate. Fetal fluid, there we go. Alright, so it was open, wasn't it? Chamber open. Alright.
I'd help just to see what it does.
We can close it afterwards. Okay. Well, let's get our muscles ready to destroy this cyber baby.
I don't think extra strength helps there.
Okay. Oh, actually.
Oh, God.
Well, we're gonna see a good. There we go. Cyber baby. This is Death Stranding prequel. Oh, okay. Now we can use our DNA scanner, maybe?
I'm not sure how I feel about this. What the?
Oh, we got some runes.
It's not too late. There'd be sacrifices, but it'd be worth it.
That was unsettling.
Is that the whisper?
They did warn me about the side effects. I hope that was just a brief glitch in my blue. I need to go and report these findings to Stina.
Not yet.
But I should probably make sure the tank is stable first. I don't like that blinking red light over there.
That's right. Stina is that person. Who was? It was the girl, the woman that instead of uses Christina or Chris, she chose the Stina instead. All right. Let's go with a smart scan. Oh, okay. I can see the baby. Can't see the baby there. See the baby there. Hang on. What's scanning? Human male fetus. Traces of blue. Interesting. So they're making a baby with the same cognitive chemical thing that we use.
Which is, I think, to help with the cybernetic interface.
Okay, so there's fingerprints from Carl on there. Fair enough. Anything Maya related? No. Any boot prints on the baby? Nope. No blades in the baby either. What if the baby was the killer all along? Okay.
I think the blade shape would also reveal what did the killing, like the weapon, murder weapon.
Yeah. I'm really interested to see what these are going to be.
It was a chemical to give her the abilities. So I think while they did surgery, it's I think it's just the main ingredient to allow it to all work. And then must have a toll because they reference what it feels like, and yeah, it's just like this drug they take. Yeah. I think they only had to take it once to do the surgery, but which they call kissing the blue. But I think we're going to kiss the blue a few times because we've got those locked abilities there.
Yeah, so we've got like super strength, and we're a lie detector, human lie detector, and I'm guessing the forensic scanner is it is. It's part of our eyeballs, right? As we're scanning stuff, we go into God mode.
Yeah, because she goes, her eyes light up.
Cool.
So try it now. Click it and hold it in front. Oh no, she doesn't do it.
I think as I've only ever seen it in a portrait. Are you saying that this character has it as well?
I think sometimes.
Okay.
She might be too far away.
Alright, let's
Some kind of live out.
Wrong one. Here we go. Closing the chamber hull. Sweet. Do you remember in Return to Monkey Island there was that XYZZY sign that we used?
Yeah.
And we asked about it. I did a little bit of research afterwards, and apparently it was an old Zork command as well, like an Easter egg.
Okay.
Alright. I don't know where Stina is.
I should stabilize the womb tank before I leave.
But I did. Turn the valve off or something.
Ugh, it's stuck.
Haha, you know what we do with stuck valves?
All right, it's loose now.
Oh.
Oh, can we kill the baby by turning it the wrong direction?
It won't turn any further.
Okay. Must be a southern hemisphere thing with the screw thread being the opposite direction.
It won't turn any further.
Oh shit.
Depends whether we're supposed to open it or close it.
Yeah, true.
Like we don't even know what it's doing.
Guess we gotta look at the status. Oops. Okay. So we have to make it go to 100% viability, I'm guessing?
No, it was never at 100 before.
Yeah, but I think what we're doing now is stabilizing it even... Well, I don't know, we'll see what happens, I guess.
Maybe, yeah.
Low nutrients. There were nutrients... Oh, we can't really get the nutrients back here, though. What am I... Oh! Spacer knows the XYZZY, do you?
Oh, so what's the name of the game, is it?
It's a There's also something to do with programming, I think, from what I read. It got a little bit too nerdy for my intellect. But yeah. I do remember the Rush song, actually. It was in Guitar Hero. Okay, what were we doing here? Water filtration. It was the oxygen, right, that we're doing. I don't know, actually. Okay, abnormal. Oh. Adjust the oxygen levels with the maintenance valve.
Colossal Cave Adventure. Colossal Cave Adventure, sorry.
Okay.
Odd-looking thing. No idea what it's for.
There's nothing really... maybe... Did the letter explain it?
Hey, Kata. Or should I use your new alias? It's pretty ironic, since you're the least prudent person I know. JK. Anyhow, I'm sitting here alone, and it all feels so surreal. It's hard to believe that it won't be long now before we can let him out. He's ours, but not really. He truly belongs to the world. Bigger than the both of us, greater than the sum of our parts. Yeah, I can hear you saying, enough with the melancholy, Carl. We're so close now, we should be ecstatic. Anyway, I'm leaving this letter because I'm going away for a couple of weeks. My father passed away. I just got word and, well, I need to deal with things in the village. I'll be okay.
No clues.
We'll talk as soon as I
think we have to
get
turn
back.
the valve until the
Love,
light goes
Carl.
green. Because she did mention... Let's have a look.
It won't turn any further.
Yes, that's the thing, we've done the whole spectrum and never changed.
I didn't know if it changed, I wasn't looking.
It won't turn any further.
Interesting. Okay.
Some kind of live output of technical information. I can't make sense of it.
Must be something else then. There's valve, receptacle.
Looks like something is missing here.
Interesting. Do we have anything?
That won't fit in there.
Blam it.
That won't fit in there. The womb tank is closed.
Unless we got to open it.
Yeah, take a look inside.
Yeah. Okay. Let's have a look. Hey, baby.
Click the baby.
A live baby in a womb tank. What on earth are these people doing? A live baby in a womb tank.
Oops. I already did this, but... Carl. Ooh.
It won't turn any
Okay,
further. It won't turn any
It's
further.
got 11 turns.
It won't turn any further.
Okay, look at it now. Close it.
Wait, can you just go status one side?
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah, it says heart rate abnormal. Adjust oxygen levels using the maintenance valve. Water is adequate. We're gonna have to just press one by one and keep looking back.
I'm not.
Oh, of course.
Okay.
The heart rate looks good now. I'll keep the valve in this position.
Hell yeah.
All right.
That's
Seems
weird that
stable. I should get going.
now the light turns off.
Yeah, I guess we just... Yeah, I don't know.
It's just, yeah, it's one of those things that doesn't quite make sense, but it's for gameplay. Because that's the solution you're supposed to think of.
Yeah, no brute forcing. I mean, if you brute forced it, you wouldn't get to see this cool friggin' working out of, I'm gonna lock onto the baby's heartbeat and... Alright. Oh, okay, here we go.
Agent England, reporting in.
Oh, there you are. How was your first day?
Well, it turns out that the second victim, Carl, was up to something. And whatever they were doing, I'm sure it's somehow connected to the killings.
Well, you got yourself one juicy case here. Those two lovebirds of yours just turned a double homicide into an anti-terrorism effort.
Shit, you're right. Do we need to call for backup?
Nah, you can always call in the local cops if anything big goes down.
I suppose. So how active is the conduit these days anyway? From what I was taught at the academy, they're practically a non-threat now.
Sure, we caught some of their head honchos, blew up a few strongholds, but it's hard to wipe out an ideology. All it takes is for a single book to remain in circulation, an idea to spring to life.
Better burn the one we've got then.
And we're all back to square one.
Oh, okay, here we go. We've got our dialogue choices.
The relentless stance against those people always puzzled me. Aren't our AUGs technically AI?
Sounds like someone slept through the lectures on nanoscale distributed processing networks.
Maybe.
I most certainly didn't. I just found it to be a bit of a gray area.
Well, your AUGs do not use CPU cores for processing. They rely entirely on your existing neurons.
Right, and since the nanites essentially piggyback on my brain, they're classified as a procedural system.
You got it. Perfectly legal. Enough about that. Let's get back to the case.
Sure.
That is
I found a
definitely
functional
gray area.
womb tank in the apartment at Mimir Road. It had a living unborn child inside.
Oh. Artificial wombs are highly illegal. I'll have to notify our superiors.
There's more, Councilwoman.
Can I keep
it?
it?
The tank fluid had traces of blue.
Really? Now, how the hell did they get that? Any concentrated vials?
Not that I could see.
Be on the lookout. They might have a stash somewhere.
I will.
That's what the
I wonder how the
receptacle
child
is
fits
for.
into their agenda.
Good question, eh? You want to hazard a guess?
It's got to be some kind of experiment,
Do we have
right?
to cook the baby just
Bingo.
right?
These people are fanatics. That's what they do.
So, what will happen to the child then?
That's not for you to worry about. I'll get word to the city, and they'll send someone within a week or so. Meanwhile, I'll have the apartment put under surveillance. I'll get someone discreet, in case the lady of the hour returns.
Understood.
So, what are your thoughts on the killer?
Okay, here we go. Trained hitman? Don't think it's a trained hitman. I'm thinking number 2 so far. Yeah, I think number 2.
Could be a lone vigilante with opposing views to the conduit, picking them off one by one.
Could be. Either way, finding this gal who was hot and heavy with Carl should be your next task.
Agreed. I'll do my best to track her down tomorrow.
Oh, sleepy
Good. Dismissed, Agent.
So she used to be an agent as well before she retired to become a politician. So she's got blue in her as well. And she was obsessed with knowing what I thought kissing somebody would be like on blue.
We already talked. I should get going.
That's... Kissing the blue was being injected with it. She wanted to know what our experience level was like.
I thought she meant like actually kissing someone while get on blue.
No. That's just saying. It's just saying for the procedure. It's a description was something like, you're floating and then you feel this, you feel that.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, pretty girl. Time to wake up.
Huh? Who's that?
I like that my hair's messy.
It's me, silly. Who else? Were you expecting other men in your bedroom?
Boyfriend.
Oh, Alex. I had the strangest dream. I was on a murder case far away. In Nordsund, of all places.
Ooh, exciting. Was I there too?
No. You were gone. I didn't care much for that part.
Well, I'm here now. I thought I'd check on how you're doing.
Oh, you know me. Always trying to figure myself out.
Ain't that the truth? Sorry for waking you.
Yeah, there's someone else who's reminding me of that. A little bit of Oscar Isaac.
I'm gonna go back to sleep now. Good night, Alex.
Good night, Vera.
I like that I can have hologram boyfriend come out every now and then. That's cool.
Or is he like Joy from Blade Runner, the new Blade Runner film?
And I thought dreaming of Alex was a thing of the past. Might as well get rid of some of that clutter from yesterday. No point in carrying all that junk around.
That's so good. It refreshes the inventory each scene. Oh, man. How good is that? So we're going to need the scalpel again. Can we... Hang on one second.
Let's check her bed for Carl.
We could check her bed for Carl. Or see if she's been putting her boots on the bed. No, see?
Steve once again lives up to his name as the filth bag pirate.
I was watching something recently. It's an old sci-fi I used to like. And there's a character, they sit down in this, it's an ambassador's suite, so that they're visiting. And she goes, take a seat. And they sit down, two of them sit down on the couch, the ambassador sits down on the separate chair. And one of the characters sits cross-legged, so she puts both feet up, so that both feet are technically on the couch, because she's cross-legged. And that was one of those things where it's like, even if someone did that, like, that's someone else's fucking couch, and you're visiting a dignitary's, like, office living area.
It's, oh man, like that's.
I think that she's supposed to be young, so I think there's probably direction so that she looks younger, like more childlike. But yeah, it was really. But she was 19, which isn't.
It's parenting 101. There's two things that parents should always teach their kids: no shoes on the couch. Number one. Number two, always cover your mouth when you cough. Those two things, you got those in, everything else will fall into place. They gave her a dirty stove. That's a little bit upsetting too.
Well, she mentioned she had a dream of going to Nordstrom, but it looks like... So I assumed this was maybe a dream where she's dreaming she was back home. But this is the same...
I think she was
the same as what we saw, right?
She was in a sleepy state.
Certified got
Yeah.
Yeah, so she is in Nordstrom. She just, dreamed with it. She incepted herself.
Ugh, my head. Something is happening. Whoa. My eyes feel great. Everything looks so sharp and clear.
Look at a firmware update. Hell yeah, augmented eyesight with telescopic zoom and night vision. Oh,
wow.
How good's that?
No, I just got up. I have work to do.
Oh, drag and drop. Okay. Or maybe not.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Or blue eyes. Oh, Frank Sinatra lenses. All right, let's try this maybe.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
So she's basically got the CSI enhance thing where you can just get the most muddy image and just.
It looks a bit like a Fremen.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
If there's anything. They should always, like, if they're going to introduce night vision now or cool vision.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
They should let us do it once in here. Maybe she can see the grow on the stove.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
No, I guess not.
Agent England.
Hi.
Good, you're up.
Morning, gentlemen.
We were just going to see
Mr.
if you were
Mustache
awake.
Ride.
There's been a freak accident of sorts.
Oh.
It's probably best for you to see for yourself. The timing is quite suspicious, given the recent murders.
All right. Who is the victim?
Love the reflection.
Leonard Dahl, the head of our new recycling center. He was killed sometime during the night.
In a most gruesome manner, too. Gabriel will accompany you to the
His
site.
spine was pulled
Very
out
well.
of his asshole.
Let's be on our way then.
Okay. Not even getting coffee. That's brutal.
Here we are. Have a look around. The man standing over there is our witness.
Got it. I'll let you know if I need any help.
Understood. I'll be here.
Okay. Oh man, there's so many things here. Well, let's talk to Gabriel to start.
Gabriel?
Yes, ma'am?
Let me just engage this. Make sure you're being real with us.
Do you know who Katarina Berg is? She may also go by the name Melinda.
I don't know about Katarina, but Melinda? That's the name of the school teacher, I think.
Ooh.
At least that's what I heard the kids call her outside.
Are you absolutely sure?
La
Positive.
Bamba?
As
How you
far
doing?
as I know, she's the only Melinda in Nordsund.
That's excellent news. If you see her,
excellent
take her into custody immediately, and let your colleagues know to be on the lookout too.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow, that's some good goss. Imagine if we didn't ask him that.
What do you know about Melinda, the school teacher?
Not a lot. I've seen her around with the children,
What if
but
all the
that's
children
about
are
it.
bio children? Like these crazy cyber babies.
What do you know about Leonard Dahl?
Yeah, looking after them
Nothing
because it's
really.
their experiments.
I never got to talk to him much.
What can you tell me about this accident?
Nothing that isn't secondhand information. You should talk directly to the witness.
Super gruesome accident
Okay, that's all for now.
that we can't see.
Roger that,
so it's
ma'am.
either, or maybe when we walk in there, it'll
Yeah, I think so.
All right, we've got a few things to click on. What have we got? Door.
I shouldn't mess around with that before I've talked to the witness.
Actually, we should search around for some trace evidence, I think.
I think she gave you a hint to talk to the witness first.
Still. As if I'd listen to myself. Well, it's pretty clean for a crime scene, isn't it? Alright.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
We're gonna have to look at the dead body with super eyes. So
Thank God you're here.
Hopefully, and then it does a Ren and Stimpy style, like close up, ultra detail,
Slow down, relax. You're
shock
safe.
thing.
We're here to help. Start at the beginning.
Okay. The big organics processor. I woke up late last night, heard it fire up. I live next door, so I got dressed and walked
Sam
in
from Lord of the Rings.
here. Leonard wasn't around, so I turned all the machines off. I went to look for him in his living quarters, but he wasn't there. I figured he was still out late with some of the guys and that the machines had sprung to life on their own somehow. I went back to bed and slept through the night. Didn't hear anything else. When I came back this morning to work just half an hour ago, Leonard was still gone. He's usually up and about way before my shift starts.
Oh.
I did a routine check of the organics processor and that's when I noticed his remains in there.
The victim is inside that machine?
Yes.
Could it have been an accident?
I don't know. God, I can't get it out of my
I
head.
wonder if we'll hear any whispers.
Please, try to calm down. Could it have been an accident?
It could, Maybe he fell down in the pipe and was torn to shreds. Oh God, poor Leonard.
Pull yourself together, man. Maybe we need to use the muscle boost to slap him to get him. Do this. Put this here.
Nah, there's no need to brawl. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay.
I have some more questions.
Oh shit, okay.
Okay.
There we go.
How does the organics processor work?
No, don't make me think about that death trap.
Panicked now. Whoops.
I know he was
It's no
always
use.
panicked.
He's having a panic attack.
Yeah, it said nervous before.
No, I was always panicked. Oh, no, it's moving, yeah.
See? Anxious.
I have some more questions.
Okay.
Just give him a bit of time to cool down.
Maybe do something that'll calm him,
So,
like something
tell me what
talking
you know
about
about
something
Leonard.
neutral.
He was my supervisor. I've been working for him for about a year now.
Do you know anything about his private life?
He was kind of a quiet guy. He was strong as a horse. Fond of books, too.
He liked books? What kinds?
I don't know, all sorts. Maybe go check his room or something.
Pornography.
I really didn't know him that well.
Okay, check his book. His room? Absolutely.
Maybe show him
Okay,
a picture of your
that's all
boyfriend
I need for the time being.
coming down.
Cool, I forgot about that. Yeah.
I have some more questions.
We'll go from nervous to aroused.
First, I'll show you my gun. How do you feel about this?
No reason to show him my sidearm.
What about the scalpel?
I don't want to share that with him.
Okay. My boyfriend.
No, that's private. I won't show that to just anyone.
What about this one then?
I don't think he'd be interested in that.
What about this book?
I don't need to know his opinion on that.
Alright, cool.
Okay, that's all I need for the time being.
All right.
I guess we'll scan his DNA in a second.
Leonard's bed.
Giblets
Nothing
to
out
the
of the
left.
ordinary. This is probably where Leonard handled all of the paperwork. Mostly history books and some fictional novels. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. Can we do a smart scan now? No. Maya been in here? Nope. Has Carl been in here? No. No boot prints. Any blade shapes? No. Okay, good.
This conveyor belt sends metal objects down into the smelter.
Anything in the trolley?
This thing is used to transport metals to the smelter. It's filled with various junk.
I love that we're just powering this machine on with no experience.
All right, looks like these are the materials last put into the smelter.
Okay, now what if we do this? Compare it to the blade shape. Oh! Hell yeah, we got a match.
Wow, I think I just found the weapon that killed Carl and Maya.
That would indicate foul play, right? Kind of unlikely to have a freak accident with a murder weapon in the same room.
Agreed, but I'll refrain from drawing any conclusions until I know more. No DNA or prints. So this knife must have been thoroughly cleaned.
Hell yeah, that's so good. Cool, alright. We're almost ready to take a look inside.
About half filled with God knows what. Pretty stinky.
I'll pick up the murder weapon.
Good call.
Got the knife.
And turn off the machine.
Didn't
Don't waste power like that.
Maybe it's like Men in Black. that when you get the blue, it singes off your fingertips, like the...
Yeah.
A few crates of different sizes. Maybe for transporting some of the recycled materials?
I think this is Neo-Scandinavia, though. So maybe by then, America's colonized everywhere. Okay. Let's have a look. Ooh, okay. Shredded human male remains.
Post-mortem. This clearly wasn't an accident then. It was a disposal of a murder victim.
Interesting.
I should try to get access to the remains behind the grinder.
The same thing. Maybe we can use our eyeballs now.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Quickly just check for other types of DNA in here. Yeah, because if the blade shape was there, maybe there's like a little bit of flesh that's left over that has the groove. But maybe we got to actually find the full remains. Looks like we're gonna have to be using this.
Guess that's the intake for materials to be recycled.
Let's turn it on, I guess, like similar to the other machine.
Just let it spew his remains out. Okay, power cables, instructions. Looks like we might have a puzzle.
These must provide power for the machine. Not sure which cable leads to what.
You can traumatize the other worker even more.
Yeah.
This says the machine works by grinding down organics into smaller chunks, and then burning them to create biogas. The control panel here can be used to retract the grinding gears and access the chamber, but the system waits for the latest batch to be incinerated first.
Okay, so we have to incinerate. Is that the incinerator at the end?
A control panel for this machine. Looks turned off. If I do that, the incinerator activates, and it might destroy the remains. I'll need to figure out something else.
Unless we have to disable the incinerator line?
Sure, I could cut a cable, but I'm not sure why. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. That action doesn't seem productive to me. Sure, it's sharp.
Well, let's talk to Gabriel.
Gabriel?
Yes, ma'am?
So, it looks like Leonard's accident was a murder after all.
Seems so, yeah. We have to catch this psycho before he strikes again.
Agreed.
I could see like Adam Scott playing this guy in the movie or something.
Do you know how this big machine works?
No idea, but there's some kind of label on it near the switches. Maybe that can help?
Ah, I'll have a look. Do you know how this big machine works?
No idea, but there's some kind of label on it near the switches.
We'll read
Maybe that can help?
Again.
Ah, I'll have a look.
Cool.
Okay, that's all for now.
Roger that, ma'am.
Actually, we could probably ask this worker how to use the machine as well.
I have some more questions.
Okay.
No, I guess not.
Okay, that's all I need for the time being.
All right.
This says the machine works by grinding down organics into smaller chunks, and then burning them to create biogas. The control panel here can be used to retract the grinding gears and access the chamber, but the system waits for the latest batch to be incinerated first.
Doesn't really say much. Look at the big tube and see what's in there.
Guess that's the intake for materials to be recycled.
What am I missing? What am I missing? Does this, or maybe this needs, this is the incinerator? There's the trolley. I'm gonna turn this on and see if I can pull it back.
I did that already. Various tools and lots of knives headed for recycling. If I do that, the incinerator activates, and it might destroy the remains. I'll need to figure out something else.
Must be something to do inside them. Can we, like, cut his remains out, maybe?
That combination makes no sense. No, the gears are stuck solid. My augmented strength won't be enough to move them.
Holy shit, our muscles aren't big enough for something?
There's been other things she hasn't. Muscles haven't been able to do.
I thought usually she says I don't want to bash that or something. Oh, darkness. Oh, we got night vision. Oh,
that
yeah.
looks like the ignition mechanism. I can see the yellow cable powering
And then there's the yellow cable.
Cool.
Okay, the yellow cable is disconnected now.
Turning them into cremains. Absolutely.
I think that retracted the grinding gears.
Nice. Then we look back in here.
Right. Click off, click off, click off. It won't punish you, but safety's sake, you gotta turn off the equipment before you reach your hand in.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, that's a good call.
I'm gonna cover safety here.
It would have been like those garbage disposals in every horror movie where something goes down and the camera just focuses on it for so long. Alright, maybe we can scalp this
That
off.
Action doesn't seem productive to me.
We just take it with our bare hands?
I would just grab them.
There was a small key among the remains. It must have been in the victim's pocket.
Sweet.
Ugh,
Yeah,
this is
bloody
quite a
key.
mess. I'm not equipped to deal with this. I'll have to ask Dr. Pearson to come here and gather the body parts.
Cool.
That's the things I watched a few weeks ago. Well,
yeah?
I've managed to secure the body. You're free to leave and get back to your other duties. The remains are in quite bad shape, so I think it's best if Dr. Pearson collects them.
Roger that, ma'am. I think the doctor has some medical emergency this morning, but he should be able to take care of it today or tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Good. Tell him to bring it all to the morgue.
Will do.
it's smelly by
I'll
then.
go find him right away.
Can I leave?
Also, you
too?
can't leave a fucking crime scene without any.
Get a drink.
At least one
I
cop.
suppose. I'll call for you if I come up with any more questions.
Yes, I was watching. That reminds me of one of the things of. I was watching a playthrough of Space Quest 1. And there is some clever stuff in there, like that reminded me of that because that would punish you for doing something like that, because it's stuff like using the airlock, you've got to use it logically, otherwise you die. Like grabbing the spacesuit, you've got to actually, or grabbing a helmet to protect you against the vacuum, and you've got to actually put helmet on in order for it to protect you. Stuff like that where it just punishes you and with the death, but it's in a way that it's like, oh yeah, that's actually kind of clever that it makes you think. But then for one of those, there's like 3 just completely arbitrary, shitty things. So it's like not quite there, but I like that idea of like you got to be reasonably clever with turning the machine off before reaching a hand in, or doing small stuff like that.
Yeah, I remember.
The one was getting in the ship, and you have to go to the control panel to open the bay doors to leave. And if you don't, he just, if you get in the ship and start it without doing that, he just plows into the doors.
It's like, I guess it's the same series, well, same company at least, but Police Quest, the very first Police Quest. You go to the police car, and if you don't check the tires before you hop in the car, you die.
Yeah.
It's the key I found in the recycling center. Likely belonged to Leonard.
What if we use the forensic scanner? Oh, you can't really use it on your own equipment. Okay.
And for one of those, there was one bit where you're using a machine and like, yeah, there's certain things like just moving onto a certain screen, alien will appear and shoot you. So it's like, okay, can't do that.
That action doesn't seem productive to me.
There's a confusing thing where he's using this like library computer, and if you do the wrong thing, an alien pops out to kill you, but it's not logical because it's to do with you using the computer.
Right.
And you sort of find out later it's gatekeeping you, but there's no like information being sent to you that this alien's popping up. So the person playing through it just assumed it was time-based and tried to do things as quickly as possible. And then he realized it's popping up at the same time, regardless of how much time you get to there. So it's some sort of trigger, but then there's multiple triggers. So it's hard to figure out. And it's this like artificial just pushing you, making sure you don't go into a certain direction, but then that ends up being confusing. So that stuff was frustrating.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Makes it so, but yeah, there was some really clever stuff in it.
Yes, Tongs, the looking across the street, which was the what was it? What's it called? It was the Colonel's Bequest sequel. I forget what it's called now. Laura Bow something or other. Ooh,
hi, honey.
Boyfriend.
No. Wait, what? It wasn't a dream? I must be going crazy. The blue is messing with my head.
That's one way to say hello. You doing okay there, darling?
Not really, Alex.
How can I help then? This is weird for me, too.
I have no idea. It's so strange seeing you like this.
That's the one.
Well, I'm here now. Maybe we should just try to make the best of it.
What if we're the ghost in his life? Not this
Great.
way.
So,
yeah, we're the AI.
How are you doing? Really?
Oh, you know, keeping it together somehow. I thought taking on this case would give me a chance to get away from everything.
I get that. We went through a lot.
Yeah, you can say that again.
Well, I'll let you get back to the case. Let's talk later, all right?
Okay. I must be losing my mind.
It looks like whenever a movie portrays like rich people at a country house, it looks like one of those character actors.
Like you'd have a jumper that's wrapped around his shoulders, kind of thing.
Yeah, or a turtleneck, knitwear sweater. Like the thing I'm thinking of is, remember in Dumb and Dumber where he's driving to see this girl in Aspen, and he's in his mind, he flashes back in his mind, he's picturing their life together, and one of them is he's telling jokes to like her rich friends, and like the look of her rich friends of like the guys in the knit sweaters and turtlenecks, and it's like like to those jokes, like looks like one of those actors.
A mural depicting some kind of abstract art. Hey there.
Hi. Whoa, badass coat.
Oh, thanks. Got it a week ago.
Right on.
That's not the portrait I thought.
You need to get some patches.
No, it's not supposed to be a kid.
Too. Give it some personality.
I might just do that. So, you're some kind of artist.
Yeah? What do you think?
Ball of lightning.
It's gotta be ball lightning, right?
There should be a fourth option to say it's dog shit. It looks like dog shit.
Interesting take.
You didn't like that answer.
I'll leave him to his art.
Mere Road, north and east. Okay. What do we got? Oh, this is new. Solar panels.
Some fairly advanced solar panels. Those alone should be capable of powering up several blocks. Not sure where that door leads.
One way to find out.
Not sure where...
Okay. Junk heap.
The junk piles extend some half a mile into
Luna,
the empty eastern
welcome
part of
in.
town. I doubt they're being added to, though. Nordson residents seem conscientious about recycling.
Just playing this fantastic point-and-click game. How did you describe it before, Tongs? It was like a cyberpunk country Scandinavian adventure or something like that.
Yeah, like a cyberpunk Scandinavian murder mystery.
I don't have a reason to visit the junk heap right now.
Oh, so we will have a reason to go to the junk heap. That's exciting. Distant tower.
Oh, scan the distant tower. You've got the eyes for it now.
Edge of the town
I
disc.
do.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Looks like a tower. Oh, okay. Hang on. So we've been this way.
Scan the penis. See the penis up close.
We don't need a microscope to search for the penis. I mean, we can look at the penis if we want, but I just want to quickly see where. Oh, that's Mimir Road, where this goes. Okay, this is new too. Sweet.
Not sure what happened here, but it looks like old damage.
Steve once again lives up to his name as the filth bag pirate.
But didn't bother with actually repairing the windows.
He does indeed, Saku. He does indeed.
Doesn't look functional. There's probably a staircase somewhere.
It could be this staircase, but before we do that, let's go to the cafe.
Later. I don't feel an urge for a coffee break right now.
Didn't even get the morning cup of Joe, though.
I was talking about art. I was talking about appreciating art, by the way.
Just the penis part, though, right?
I think that leads to a church
Initially.
of some kind. No reason to
Maybe
go up
look
there
at
at
some
the
of the other
moment.
bits, but
Doesn't look functional.
There's a staircase right here. Okay, you just can't go here. That's fine. All right. At Steve's bequest, he wants us to scan the penis.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
There you go. Just a standard tallywhacker. What was this one again?
Looks like an apartment building.
Don't have any reason to go there. We've got the murder weapon in our hands. We're gonna do something with that. Oh, maybe go speak to the doctor.
Scan the windmill.
Okay, we can scan the windmill.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
What's the point of long distance vision if she doesn't pick things up?
Wow, she picks it up. She says it's just a standard windmill. Like, what do you want from me? I don't think we checked this door out last time.
No use. It's locked.
Oh, locked, hey?
No need to do that again.
I don't remember kicking down that door. The bodies are gone.
That action doesn't seem productive to me.
Sink ash collector.
I think that's for collecting the ashes after a cremation.
So maybe the doctor... Oh, can we go
I
through his
suppose
shit?
that's where the doctor writes down his autopsy reports. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Okay. Oh, you know what, actually? I'm going to test... Come on, look at the screen.
Oh, we should have done.
What's that?
While the body was still there. Take the finger back. And go to the statue of David. Use the super strength. Pull off his tallywhacker. Then come back and put the tallywhacker where the finger was. And the finger on the statue of David.
Ah, so his John Thomas would be swapped. Okay.
Yeah. And the mortuary, the mortician guy would turn around and go, okay, what the fuck now?
He would love it. It's just his kind of weird, you know? Sealed elevator. Can we...
He'd be like, has that ventriloquist been through here again? That crazy guy.
Yeah, they'd blame the ventriloquist because he's the nutbag of the floating island.
Yeah.
Okay, he should... the doctor's not in here. I thought this was the medical emergency. Okay.
Yeah, if he's not there, then where is he?
Probably defiling graves, knowing him. Oh, the school. We can go there and speak to Melinda.
Arrest her. Use her brute strength on her.
Looks like a few kids left some of their clothes here. Looks disconnected. Probably not worth the energy.
Sure. What is this, England?
I don't need to rummage through that. Pictures of teachers and staff decorate the wall. Some are from way back when the school was founded. No names anywhere, though. There are a number of women here who could be Katerina, but it's hard to be sure without something specific to go on.
Okay. Interesting.
Plenty of outdoor activities planned for the children. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I doubt Katerina would hide anything in here. Too exposed.
Have to figure out where to use Leonard's key, because I don't think, or maybe now we can go down to the. He wouldn't share lockers with the original murder victim, would he? Bunk beds. He may have like a bunk. Oh, is that the same place? Maybe it's not. I don't remember.
Various books and office supplies. I don't need to rummage through that. I think the children grew these themselves. That's good. Gives them some practical skills.
Drawings. All of them shit.
Drawings of different plants and trees, with close-ups of their nuts, leaves, and seeds.
They've been drawing such for David as well.
Steve went to school here, ladies and gentlemen.
Empty. Guess there are no classes today.
Oh, we can go to the jail. It's the police. Let's see. Quickly go in the canteen. Same old dudes. Okay. I do want to see if we can go back to where the original body was, which I think is in the workshop hall.
No need to go back in there.
Okay. Tower Edge maybe. No. Oh, the thing's gone. Power box is back
Museum's
up.
working.
Yeah. Hey, lady.
Looks like she's trying to fix something in this power box. Hi there. I see that there's been some progress with the fallen power line.
Yep. Feel free to head in now.
Great. I'll do that later. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Wanted to do it. Box.
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Oh, okay. This is cool. Like a Fallout robot.
Wow,
like,
this thing must have been fearsome back in the day.
It's like a
Have you activated like the ABC warrior from Judge Dredd?
Looks like this
Oh,
is
this
modeled
button
from
right
how
there
the
is
world
growing
looked
too.
pre-collapse. There's no crack caused by the Hyperloop failure, and the crater field is nowhere to be seen.
Crater field.
Looks like this is modeled from how the world looked pre.
Wait, what's the crack again?
Looks like this is modeled from how the world looked pre-collapse. There's no crack caused by the Hyperloop failure, and
So
the
there's a
crater
crack
field
in the
is
earth.
nowhere to be seen.
It's pretty cool. Is this what the Earth looks like now?
Yeah. Well, it looks like do you remember the Addams Family, the second Addams Family movie, where there's that poster? It's like an environmental poster with the Earth with a crack in it, and there's a big band-aid over it.
No, I don't remember that.
And the kid that's like got anxiety problems and various other problems sees it and just screams.
Looks like this is.
Okay, so spinning that does absolutely nothing. That's fine.
I don't know why that stuck with me.
Wow, this thing must have been fearsome back in the day.
Oh, okay. Oh, is this another spinning puzzle from Monkey Island? Interesting.
Did it just break something off? Oh no, that's a button.
No idea what this is. Must have been some kind of local thing. I remember reading about some military experiment gone haywire in these parts. Maybe this is it.
Oh, I just realized. I thought that was sitting on the ground. It was just a weird perspective thing.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure these were flown autonomously, and that some famous world leader got killed by hackers who took control of her vehicle. A terrorist group claimed responsibility, and there was a bloody civil war.
Wow.
A regeneration pod.
Back to
kept people healthy and energetic.
Yeah.
The human wave was a loose affiliation of political and religious movements with the supreme goal of eradicating AI. It is widely considered to be the largest single cause of the collapse. Post-collapse, the movement continued its activities to some extent up to 4AR, but gradually lost its ability to maintain any larger operations due to the extensive deglobalization. Over time, the subgroups of the human wave splintered back into their original factions. Some, having accomplished their goals, ceased to exist completely. Others, like the Church of Epos, Earth Preservation Orthodox Society, were formed to find a new place in a post-collapse world. It's hard to think that most people had several of these in their homes once upon a time.
What's a TV? Oh no, robots.
It shows various star constellations. Apparently the ones we plan to explore with some incredible new rocket engine that they were about to finish when the collapse happened.
Well, that's a good robot sound. It's like really wet.
Path of the Pilgrim. Kind of an odd name for an exhibition about the collapse. This facility has been deemed compliant with the Third Decree, 12th Amendment, on November 4th, 79 AR.
It's on my birthday.
This has to mean something, right? Like if we get old mate to press this button. I don't know. Weird. I think that is everything in this room. Gabe.
Hello again, Gabriel.
Hey there. Can I be of assistance?
You sure can. Absolutely. You can tell me what
I found this among Leonard's remains.
Probably his key then. Unless the killer dropped it in there. In any case, I don't know what it opens.
Okay.
Have a look at this. It's the weapon used to kill Carl and Maya.
Looks generic. We have hundreds of knives like that in town. Any prints or DNA on it?
Nope, totally clean.
Damn. Hopefully it could still be helpful in some way.
What do you know about the conduit?
It's some fringe religious group, isn't it?
Yeah, terrorist classified.
Right. Are they tied to the case?
Sort of, but I'm still trying to figure out the details.
Understood. I'll let you know if I come across anything related to them.
How about my pace?
I see no reason to inquire further about that.
Damn.
All right, I'm off.
Good luck out there.
Let's have a coffee.
A thermos, presumably filled with coffee.
What in the cactus?
Do you reckon that is a an homage to the previous game? The thermos and
Oh, it was the same developers, wasn't it?
Yep.
Possibly.
I was looking at because we've got like coffee machines and a lot of coffee paraphernalia, French presses, AeroPresses, Chemex, all that sort of stuff. I was looking at like little gadgets that I could buy before the stream, and there's this. Steve, do you know what a coffee tamper is?
Sounds rude, but
so when you go get a coffee at a cafe, they'll put the coffee in. It's called the portafilter, which is that handle thing with the basket, right, where they put the coffee in.
Yep.
And then they'll get the tamper and they'll tamp the coffee down and like push it.
I guess I know that one. It's like, yeah, it's like a little solid metal thing that you just drop on it.
Exactly. So there's this one, I can't remember what it was called, but it has a spring mechanism in it, where when you just push it down, it fires off the spring and that tamps the coffee instead of having to push down. I think it's good for like people with disabilities and things like that. But that one thing, one handled tamper, was $299 US.
You need to tap it that hard there? Because whenever I've seen someone do it, they just lightly pat it down.
No, you're meant to do it like tough.
Okay.
Especially for espresso and things like that. They didn't go get Melinda.
I haven't found it yet. We're still gonna find it. The clue was that they might be outside because a lot of their activities in that calendar were outside.
Maybe back. Oh, we'll go back to where the plants and things were. Just want to quickly check the address database though.
I don't think I need to look her up.
Okay.
I don't think I need to look him up.
Really? Oh no, we know where it is.
I don't need to look that up.
Okay.
I don't need to look that up.
Okay. Good to cross things
I mean, you
out.
could try looking for the conduit in there. It'd solve a lot of much faster.
Credits just roll straight away.
I had a few questions, Commissary.
By all means.
I learned that Leonard's death wasn't an accident. He was placed in that machine after his death.
I suspected as much. Any leads on his killer?
Some. I found the weapon that killed Carl and Maya in the recycling center, but it's clean.
So the murderer must have stashed it there after disposing of Leonard.
Probably. It was placed in the metal recycler, so maybe the killer meant for it to get smelted down and destroyed.
Sounds like a plausible theory.
Just you wait until I show you the knife.
Do you know who Katarina Berg is, the school teacher? She also calls herself Melinda.
Sorry, I'm bad with names.
Okay, no glitch there. Fair enough.
Did you know Leonard Dahl?
Not at all. I only first learned his name this morning.
Okay.
This weapon killed Carl and Maya. I found it in the recycling center.
Then all three killings must be connected. Great work, Agent. We're one step closer to catching the killer.
Remember both the acting chops and the recording of Broken Sword? How it was just all over the place?
Yeah.
Forgotten about
There's
that.
different rooms.
Yeah.
That's all I needed.
Very well.
It's the thing I saw recently where it had someone was singing in a certain room because the acoustics, but they sung like absolute dog shit. Like, it was like, that was the gag. Where it's like, yeah, singing horribly and the person's gone, oh, we're here. It's not the acoustics in this room are really nice.
Damn, I was hoping that the kids would be here. Maybe through here. Oh, okay, now we're back. Oh, the mall? Did we go to the mall? Oh, okay.
It's not like, yeah, it wasn't echoing in the sense of, like maybe a bit, but it was something where if it was consistent, you might not notice it that much. It'd be a bit less quality, but it just had the sound of different rooms, like different acoustics. So you'd have one where you could sort of hear that that's a closer room, or there's, and then one would be in a proper sound studio where you don't hear anything in the background.
Have they removed the body yet? I guess 2 days has passed, but... Oh, still bits of person in there. Nice.
That action doesn't seem productive to me.
I really thought that the teacher would be there, but I guess not. Okay, baby's still safe by the looks
Oh, it's got issues now.
There's that red light again. Something must be wrong.
Luckily, we're here to help.
Maybe do status to see what's actually wrong. Because my name might be...
Nutrient level
yes,
pretty.
we need
nearly out of
nutrient canister.
I should keep an eye out for a replacement canister.
Yeah. We saw that.
If I had to guess, I'd say it's in that place where they were growing hydroponic stuff.
Yeah. Oh, exit. Where was her apartment? I'm trying to remember. Where was it? Oh, I know where it was. It was in the main screen where the electricity was.
Okay. Oh, because it's up the stairs,
Yeah,
is it?
exactly. Yeah. Nutrients.
Machine, maybe?
Some kind of airtight container. It's labeled nutrients. I don't think this is the nutrient canister I'm looking for. The receptacle on the womb tank was much smaller. This looks like some kind of dispenser, though. So if I find the right container, I might be able to refill it here.
So there's a chance that they'll be able to go back and get the thing from there, or
Or
maybe,
maybe check this room first.
You reckon they would just have it lying in the same room?
I could. Let me check the
I
shelves.
have no clue what this thing does, but it looks like it could have something to do with processing samples. Some old pre-collapse gadgets, probably for the museum.
Oh, the other shelves, the one to the right.
Looks like various plant samples.
There's nothing.
I don't think it's there. I reckon it's back in the same room. We were just meant to get the canister for it. Mimir Road. One great thing about adventure games when you can double click on the thing and it just fades to black to get there or zooms across the screen. Celery shaped. Alright, let's look for the canister. Receptacle.
That's where it goes.
Looks like something's
Oh, no.
missing here.
I guess there could have been something already in there.
Odd-looking thing. No idea what it's for.
Maybe the ventriloquist has it. He's got machine stuff.
That's what I'm thinking.
And we can get some good jokes while we're there.
Oh, great. Sounds really good. Wow, you went one screen without talking about its penis. Or maybe this
Hi
thing.
there, Walter.
Morning, miss. How was your first night in town?
Yeah, have a nice night's sleep? Well, I sure didn't. This numbnut forgot to unplug me, so I had to listen to his snoring for 9 hours.
Num.
I protest, Nissa. I hardly ever sleep for more than 7.
Oh, wow. That makes it much less like torture.
I slept okay. The bed was a bit too soft for my taste, but I'll live.
Glad to hear it.
Much nice, a firm mattress.
What can I do for you today?
Don't we all? Soft mattresses are gross.
Yeah.
I guess
So if
you
it's the
heard
character
what
of
happened in the recycling
Sounds like
center.
a bit harder.
Yeah, I don't know much about it, but man,
Storytelling
people
wise, it's
dropping
like
dead
just a little
left
bit
and right
harder.
like this, it's getting real scary out there.
Hey, Walter, do you happen to have any containers for liquid nutrients?
Oh, I'm fresh out of those. Sold my last one to Maya Strand. Said she was working on a processing unit for a high-energy liquid food solution. Like people actually want to eat goo.
We need to shoot her and get the thing back.
Thanks anyway.
Maya's the body. She's that's whose apartment we were in.
No, then we get it from Lost and Found at the morgue.
Oh, yeah, maybe. That's the thing.
Do you know where I can find the school teacher, Melinda?
I'm not sure who that is. What does she look like?
Oh, yeah,
Light
or that
brown
or
hair,
apartment.
fair
Whatever that
skin,
is.
mid-20s or so?
Just my type.
Oh my
They're
god.
all your type, Nissa.
That's not true, Pops. Only women. And, well, some robots.
Quiet, boy. She's not interested in your goddamn preferences. Now, Agent, there's a lot of ladies like that in Nordson. A picture would certainly be helpful.
I have one right here, but it's not much to look at.
Oh.
You weren't joking. I can't do
We can
much
compare
with
that
this.
photo with
Let
the
me know
photos
if
in
you
the
find
school.
a better one.
Fair enough. I will.
Okay.
Did you know Leonard Dahl?
A little. He came by every now and then, buying things for the recycling center. We've been talking about automating some of the work there.
Yeah? Anything out of the ordinary about him?
I wouldn't say so. He was a quiet, nice guy. A real shame what happened to him.
Did you know Leonard Dahl?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I was thinking of comparing a photo with the ones in the classroom. I didn't think we had a photo of her though.
Yeah, it's this one here. It's not exactly ideal, but maybe body shape or something.
Ever see this key before?
Nope, first time. It, looks really nice.
Nah, I don't want to scare the poor guy.
Poor guy. Scaring him is my life's ambition.
Nah, I don't... Nah. I'm off. See you later.
Take care.
Bye-bye, police lady.
Shut up, are you? Teapot, pointy robot.
Not really feeling an urge for...
Doesn't want tea, doesn't want coffee.
Okay, let's see if I can find any similarities between any of these women and the picture I have. Oh, right here. Same brass necklace. This has got to be her.
Steal it.
All right, I took the picture. Perhaps someone will recognize her. A photo of Katerina, dated a few months back.
No one's there?
Empty.
No classes. Ah, okay, no classes today, so they weren't on excursion. Okay. Well, we can go see your mate again.
Thanks. See if this is the robot's time.
Oh, you bet it will be.
Hi again.
Hey there. What can I do?
Surprised they didn't make a... No, anything with a pulse is your type, little fella.
Do you know this woman?
Oh, her. I sometimes spot her off the beaten path, actually.
You do? Where?
By the junk heap. Dunno what business she's got there, but I notice her sometimes when I collect parts.
Maybe that's where we collect.
She thinks nobody sees her, all sneaky and quick. But I've got keen eyes.
Perfect.
And nobody can see me when I'm in the bush.
You know, Psycho, that's exactly what I was thinking. And then I thought back to, like, the... What's his name? I keep wanting to say Ichabod Crane, but that's not it. What's the Diablo guy's name?
I'll be a few, but Deckard Cain.
Deckard Cain.
Let's quick look. I think I heard the doorbell.
So Deckard Cain sounds exactly like Bane from the Batman movie.
I'm off. See you later.
Take care.
Bye-bye, police lady.
Just that, stay a while and listen, Batman. It's spot on. Okay, we can go to the junkyard now, so that's pretty sweet. I should save it, actually. Oh, we've got some youths. Oh no, there is no save.
Hey, you wanna go do something?
I'm tired. Let's just hang out.
You wouldn't be tired if you ate breakfast.
What are you, my dad? I feel sick in the morning. Shut up.
Whatever.
I dealt with Oh,
I'm not
kids.
sure where that
Wait.
door leads.
Yep. I'd need to find the perfect. I don't think I can get like a Bane AI voice, unfortunately.
Allie? Feeling rested yet?
Maybe I can get
Not really.
Tom Hardy, like on Cameo or something.
He's gotta be asked.
Hey,
He
kids.
must have been asked to do that several times if he's on Cameo.
Theo, that's the lady that Miss M.
Shut up, Alicia.
God damn it,
Now,
Alicia.
wait a minute. Alicia, is it? You know Miss M?
Of course we do, ma'am. We're kids. She's our teacher.
Yeah, we just know her from school and stuff.
Right. So you haven't seen Miss M around today, have you?
Nope.
Well, I have a few questions for you.
A few questions? Look how many questions we got. Plus we've got all this.
No need. I'm sure they know who Katerina is.
I'd be more like saying, hey, this is Katerina, right? Not, do you know who it is? Oh, we got to buy a meter. Thank you so much. Yep. They're going to be shifty little shits. You just know it.
Yeah, I'm surprised they're relaxed.
I don't need to know their opinion on that.
Hey kids, have you seen a murder weapon before?
No, I don't want to scare them. I don't want to share that with them. No, I don't want to scare them.
Want to see my boyfriend?
No, that's private. I won't show that to just anyone.
We should roll with the kids.
No, I don't want to scare them. Do you know what happened yesterday to a man named Carl?
My friend told me that somebody murdered him with a knife. I bet it was totally gross.
I bet you wouldn't say that if you saw it for real, Theo. You'd just be sad.
Yeah, Theo.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah, huh? Just like when we found that dead bird.
Shut up. That was different.
I get sad when I see dead birds.
So Katerina is your teacher, right?
Nuh-uh. Our teacher's name is Melinda, but she prefers Miss M.
You know, I need to find Miss M really badly. Do you know where she would go if she was ever in trouble?
I don't know.
We have no idea, ma'am.
Well, this.
I think you know more. Now would be the time to tell me before you get into trouble.
There's nothing to say, lady.
Bullshit. I saw your biometers.
Alicia, chill. We haven't done anything wrong.
Yeah, chill, Alicia.
I guess.
What do you think of Commissary Anderson?
He's okay, I guess. He came by the school once and talked about catching criminals and stuff.
Yeah, that was fun. It sucks that there's no women in our police station, though.
I noticed. But it's not like that in most places. In the city, it's almost 50-50.
Really? Do you think I could be in the police one day?
Yep, you can
Like
kiss
you?
the blue as well.
Sure, kid. Nothing's stopping you.
Ha! When I become a policewoman, I'll arrest you all the time, Theo.
Oh, dream on!
Do you know who Stina Ruth is?
Yeah, she works with my mom, the mayor. Stina is pretty cool. I like how she doesn't treat me like a kid.
I see. How does your mom like working with Stina?
I know they fight sometimes, but Mom says that's why she likes having Stina around. She doesn't like people who always agree.
Sounds like a good quality in a leader.
I guess.
So his mum's the mayor, and he's hanging around with this narc Alicia and in the junkyard, pretty much.
So, did you guys ever hang out with
Sounds
Maya
right.
Strand?
Hang out? No way. She didn't really like kids.
She liked me sorta, but this one time, she got real angry with Alicia.
Oh yeah? Why?
Again.
I just wanted to try all her stupid stuff.
Alicia was like running around and pressing all the buttons, and Maya totally freaked out.
Not pressing all the buttons.
I was just messing around and she started yelling at me.
Almost killed
Well,
the bio
yeah.
baby.
Maya used to be fun. When we were little, she'd talk about history and stuff.
Now she only talks to herself, like a crazy lady.
Not anymore. She's dead, Allie.
Okay, whatever. Sorry, I guess.
Now, are the kids going to like Volta, or are they going to go, he's the creepiest son of a bitch you've ever seen? Let's see.
Do you guys know Volter?
Yeah, he's the best. Nisa's my favorite. Mom even made a cute hat for him once.
Yeah, and then Nissa said it looked like an old carpet and made some poo-poo. He's so funny.
Yeah. Check out all these kids.
What do you guys think of Dr. Pearson?
He's kind of weird, but nice. Every time I see him, he teaches me something new about the human
Even
body.
the adults don't have the creep instinct.
He fixed my broken arm too. It's totally fine now. Look!
Oh, seems to have healed up nicely. What happened?
It totally wasn't my fault. I like climbing and went up my favorite path in the junk heap, but somebody had messed it up, so I slipped.
Ouch. Better be more careful.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody messed it up, hey? Interesting.
Do you guys know Gabriel?
Yeah, he's a cop, but he doesn't have a gun like you do.
Policemen should have guns. My dad has like 4 of them, and he's just a baker, not a policeman.
Hey, can I hold your gun, lady?
Hey!
Dreams, kiddo.
That's a nice pickup line.
Only if you let me hold yours first.
Do you know Leonard Dahl?
Who?
He was... Never mind. Doesn't matter.
I figured, Tongs, it's like, if it's set in America, you know, like you have like New England and New Mexico, you just like to add new things to old names. Maybe this is like New Scandinavia or something like that.
It could be, maybe it's not supposed to be, but it's American writers, and they like it's hard to think outside your culture, so they just assume that even if you're at a faraway place, that this regular baker has like 4 guns and the cop doesn't have any.
Do you know what happened in the museum last week?
Miss M told us in school. She almost cried. I could see tears in her eyes.
My mom was totally freaked out that day. She had to work late again.
Yeah? Why's that?
I don't know. Guess she had to talk to the police and stuff.
I doubt these kids know anything about that. Do you know what happened in the recycling center today?
Did somebody get hurt? My mom said it wouldn't happen again. They would get help from the city to get the bad guys.
Yeah, that's me. I'm the help.
Wow, they sent a girl?
Stop it, Theo. You always say stupid things and get us in trouble.
Even New York was once New Amsterdam. So they changed New Amsterdam to New York. Like York as in Yorkshire? From now on, you should call it New Yorkshire. That'd be the way to do it. We should use the gun for sure. Oh, we tried to use the gun, but she said they were scared.
I was trying to think what the specific line is from, and it's the Istanbul, not Constantinople song. That's what it's from, right?
What's that? I don't know what you're talking about.
There's a song about it's about how it's Istanbul now, not Constantinople, and one of the lines is, "Even New York used to be New Amsterdam."
Okay.
I doubt these kids know anything about that.
I'm gonna try my
It's,
best to
nobody's business but the Turks.
New Yorkshire is such a better name. Okay.
I don't need to use any force with her.
Oh, don't we? Alicia's a narc, though. Maybe force is what, she needs to not narc.
That's all I need, kids.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
There's a hippie robot wearing a poncho.
Old shipping containers, neatly stacked. They
Is
look
that gonna
fairly
be
intact. Maybe this area
Injected
used to
with
be a
AI
loading dock, and they
and
proceeded
become
to
active, and then we're going to get inside the other robot in the museum. We're going to fight it out.
That'd be pretty cool.
Cute outfit. Must have taken forever to knit.
This is like in Full Throttle, where you get the meat and you throw it inside the car and then lift it up with a magnet.
Old pre-collapse cars, likely stripped of all usable parts at this point.
This car has tank treads.
Old pre-collapse. I'm surprised I haven't seen many bicycles around. Should be a good mode of transportation around Nordsund.
Probably wouldn't want to ride off the edge of the island on a bike though.
A refrigerator. I don't really feel like opening it for my nose's sake.
Put one of the kids in the refrigerator.
A big old combustion engine exhaust. You don't see many of those around these days.
Speaking of refrigerators, did you see the trailer to the new Indiana Jones movie?
No.
It looks better than Crystal Skull. They did. There's a scene where he's been de-aged, like using CGI. Looks really good.
Stuff's always creepy. Not down on the movie itself, but I've hated when they do that stuff.
I think when it's done well, it looks really good. Like the start of Ant-Man with Michael Douglas, I think is probably the best that's ever been.
I guess maybe. I've only seen that clip once. It sort of looks okay.
There's nothing to do here.
Cute outfit. Must have taken forever to knit.
Can I not?
I don't think extra strength helps there.
Alright, well. Can we look inside the exhaust without supervision?
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Can we look at our robot with supervision?
I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
There's no other entrances or exits. This is just the junkyard, is it?
Yep.
There's just got to be in there somewhere.
Not sure where that door
something.
leads.
Yeah, it may be that we need to actually...
The junk piles extend some half a mile into the empty eastern part of town. I doubt they're being added to, though. Nordson residents seem conscientious about recycling.
We might need to trigger something to go in there, and there she is. Might show
Feeling rested yet?
Show a few people the photo.
Not really.
I'll leave him to his art.
Oh, the bloke's gone now.
Maybe.
Keep. Wonder if old mate's still up in the hallway. Gone.
Horrible how much death has befallen us. I read that in a book once.
A fitting quote, considering the circumstances. I don't need to show her that.
Okay, it's still empty. No idea where this morgue guy's gone. What is the mortician? What is it?
Mortician.
No. Mortician is the person that has the funeral home.
No, morgue assistant.
Coroner, maybe in this instance. He seems to be the
coroner's. Coroner's, I guess, the one that does the investigations. Yeah.
I don't have anything else.
There's nothing in here that looks like. Oh, can we go on the server?
I think they deliver
groceries, machine. There's another robot that we can fight.
Looks like it's filled with.
Okay, can't do anything just yet. Go to the police station then. Cool if I could take the thermos though.
A thermos, presumably filled with coffee.
Use that for nutrients.
Yep.
Hello again, Gabriel.
Give it to the baby.
Hey there. Can I be of assistance?
I'm looking for a nutrient canister. Know where I can get my hands on one of those?
No idea. But didn't Maya have some kind of machine in her apartment for that sort of thing?
Oh yeah, you're right.
Has to go into her apartment.
We'll go
maybe
check
if
out.
maybe that's why the junkyard doesn't
Look up
proceed,
there.
because we've got to stabilize the baby before it like allows us to trigger it.
I had a few questions, Commissary.
By all means.
I'm looking for a nutrient canister. Know where I can get my hands on one of those.
A nutrient what?
Never mind. Do you recognize this woman?
That's the young teacher, isn't it?
Yes, I found the picture in the school.
I see. I don't know much else about her.
Oh, we didn't show Gabriel.
That's all I needed.
We'll do that
Very
on the
well.
way out.
Hello again, Gabriel.
Hey there, can I be of assistance?
You sure can.
Do you recognize this woman?
Sure, that's Melinda. She's
what?
She's just kind of cute is all.
Oh, hello.
All right, I'm off.
Good luck out there.
Alright, we'll check the apartment again. So this is the apartment. Maybe it's in the safe.
I already searched that. Some kind of airtight container.
Yeah, we know that.
It's labeled nutrients. I don't think this is the nutrient canister I'm looking for. The receptacle on the womb tank was much smaller. This looks like some kind of dispenser, though. So if I find the right container, I might be able to refill it here.
Use the control panel?
I think it's too above her pay grade.
Doesn't appear to have power. Just as well. I wouldn't know how to make heads or tails of it anyway.
I power that machine that then creates canisters.
What's that, sorry?
So I might power that machine above it, which then creates canisters. What's that paper on the exhibition sketch?
It's a sketch of the exhibition downstairs. It's titled Path of the Pilgrim.
Maybe there's a canister in the museum that we could steal. That we just didn't know. Nothing else was in here.
No idea what this is. Must have been some kind of local thing.
Okay, can't do it at the same time. Nothing in here. Garden.
Nice little garden. Surprised it gets enough sun here. Everything under control?
Just a normal day of fixing one thing and breaking two.
Workshop hall. Can we go back there?
No need to go back in
So
there.
we've also got this key as well.
No need to go back in there.
Sculpture, manage, district. Oh, you know what we didn't do? Oh, well, going in here is not what I thought I wanted to do. Junkyard. We didn't activate our scanner in the junkyard. Foolish mistake.
Put out there.
Smart scan.
New person's blood too. Actually, later it's why I open up the fridge.
Not liking our chances, to be honest. Already did the smart scan.
That combination makes no sense. That action does... Cute outfit. Must have... Old shipping containers, neatly stacked. They look fairly intact. Maybe this area used to be a loading dock, and they precede the junk heap itself. I don't see anything out of the ordinary. I don't see anything out of the ordinary.
Excuse me. Okay. Well, I reckon what we might do is call it there. Because it is nearly dinner time. But we have made good progress for sure. Maybe after a sleep or something, more ideas will come into our mind. Awesome. Well, that has been really good hanging with you guys and playing this game. For upcoming streams on Saturday morning, as I mentioned, which is Friday for the American folk, we'll be doing Hidden Agenda, which is a super massive game, similar to the Until Dawns and so forth. It's not really horror, I don't think. I think it's more based on like crime, like police crime and stuff. It's actually controlled on a like on an iPad as well, not an actual controller. So I have got some emulator that I'm running that will allow me to have the tablet screen on the screen as well, so you can see what
Thanks for making it, Psycho.
Absolutely, Psycho. It's so late for you. I really appreciate you coming in. And of course everybody else as well. Space, you've just had a massive stream in the back. Well, Unsecret Crush had a stream, but you were on there as well. And then you graced us with your presence, so I really appreciate that. See if there's anyone. You know what? There's no one really on at the moment to raid, so we'll just we'll go our separate ways for tonight, and yeah, we'll catch you next time.